There's a growing movement of practitioners using dance to help with mental health. At the University of Hertfordshire, dancer turned scientist, Dr. Peter Lovett, is now at the cutting edge of dance research.
We're going to bounce together in time, okay? We're just going to go down, up, down, up. Now, one study was looking at bouncing in synchrony with each other, like this. Now, this time I want you to bounce out of time with me. So just change your bouncing. So that's it, just bouncing. Okay, lovely, that's great, great.
Oh, come back.
I know, it's hard, isn't it, because you synchronise. Anyway, listen. So what this study found, well, when they got people bouncing, when they bounced together in synchrony, then their degree of pro-social behaviour improved afterwards, compared to when people were bouncing out of synchrony. So that we know that when shared movement in the social aspect of dancing is really good for bonding people together. And of course that goes back to the history of why we were dancing. You know, perhaps one of the reasons we danced historically was to know who was in our tribe and who was not in our tribe, to bond us together. So the social aspect of dancing is really, really important.
Peter and his colleagues wanted to find out if the psychological benefits of social dance could have a positive effect on people with degenerative conditions. They decided to focus on Parkinson's.
I mean, getting Parkinson's can be a fairly devastating diagnosis, and we know that there are higher levels of depression amongst people with Parkinson's than with age-matched controls.
Most of the class are battling against the tremors and fear of unsteadiness and falling over, which go hand in hand with the disease.
Some mornings it's been hard getting going and my drugs haven't kicked in and I've kind of crawled around for a bit, and I've decided, no, I'm not going to the dance class, and then I think, yes, I'm going to the dance class.
What we see in the dance class is that people have some relief from that psychologically immediately after the class or during the class. There are moments in the class where people feel some relief from some of their symptoms.
All right, so we're going to do our usual stuff. Don't forget, smile. So we're going to do the down, elbow.
Janet
down,
has become increasingly less mobile since she was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2012.
Once more.
Music just seems to free up all the immobility and just give you the freedom to move, and I just get lost in the music. I give myself over to the music and it just takes me somewhere else where I don't have Parkinson's, and it's wonderful.
I particularly like dance myself.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's a very important part of my life.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'll apologise straight away because...
There's no apologies. Everybody can dance. You were going down that route.
All right, everybody, so now we're going to do our beautiful waltz, which you all know and love, and it's lovely. Try and make it look beautiful.
So, together, that's it. And then you have to go back.
My partner, John, has been coming to the dance class for the past year.
That's it, yes. Perfect. You're much better without your stick. You know that, obviously.
Perhaps I should have you all the time.
Have me?
Yeah.
I could be a partner.
Why
As long as we dance all the time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, should we go again?
Dancing is this, it's what's mainlining into our emotional centre. It stimulates the mind. We're working the mind and spatial awareness. We're remembering things. We're having to function cognitively at a different level. There's a sense of remembering, reminiscing where we were when we were dancing those dances.
For me, it would be like dancing with my dad as a kid, and him just swizzling me around and then leading me off, or doing a big back bend or supporting me. And those moments are incredibly special because the happiness you have with a loved one, you naturally want to move, and those are lovely memories. And right forward, side together, and your left back, side together. Perfect.
Not perfect.
It is. Pretty good. I was very conscious that there I am partnering him and helping him and assist him with the moves and everything. And I said, you just want to give them as many skills as possible to retain their balance. And I just said, just bend your knees because it will put your weight forward. And he went, oh, that's nice. Oh, I feel really nice. Just those things that dance gives you straight away, those little skills to help them manage it. So should we do another half? So if I do that, we can do that around me, and I do that, and I hold this hand. There we go. Should we do it like that now? Yeah, and right, side, together, left, side, right, that's it, right, forward, that's it, side, together, left, back. Perfect, yes. I'm going to turn.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Darcy. But we can't do the rock and roll anymore, can we?
That's all right, that's all right. But we did a pretty good waltz.
Well, you said it was
I thought it was pretty good.
perfect.
It
you
was
said.
perfect. I did say it was perfect.
We've done studies looking at mood changes in people when they dance. So we've measured people in short cycle mood changes. So we measure their mood before a dance class and we measure it afterwards and we see a positive change in those things. But we've also measured it 12 weeks later after a series of dances and a long cycle mood changes, and we see an improvement over 12 weeks as well.
For the last few years, volunteers from a dance class like Ruth have been taking part in experiments to find out more about the links between physical movement and music.
So that we know dancing raises people's mood and it makes people feel fantastic. But what we're trying to understand is why. Dr. Rose is leading this project, which looks at rhythm and timing in people with Parkinson's.
So what Ruth is doing at the moment is listening to a certain type of music to see how easy it is to stay in time with that music. And we can see from this, from the sensors on Ruth's feet, how she's managing to stay in time at different speeds, different tempos of music, and different types of music. And we think that the music is acting as a kind of external cue of when to move. And of course, when you're dancing, you have got where to move as well.
In the ballet world, how we would learn a ballet is often just by that piece of music, because that muscle memory just kicks in straight away, so we know what comes next.
So it seems that there might be some sort of compensatory mechanisms that music enables this sort of motor mapping to happen, and that this is what's beneficial to people with Parkinson's.
Yeah. How has it changed how you feel?
Actually, I feel really good. I feel really, really good. And
You must be quite tired.
I'm quite tired, but
Yes.
the last piece of music was a really strong beat.
Yes.
And it means that you actually can move to it, and it does actually make you feel better.
Yes.
It does alleviate some of the kind of symptoms.
Yes, yes.
In one of our papers, we looked at the effect of fatigue on dancing. We found that actually levels of fatigue went down after dancing.
Yes.
So even when people were tired, then they dance and then they feel less tired.
Peter's team are finding the benefits can have a real impact on people's everyday lives.
Some people say to us, well, the next day after I dance, I'm able to, cut the grass in the garden, or go shopping, or do the hoovering, or do those activities of daily living that have become so difficult once the diagnosis of Parkinson's really starts to kick in.
To show me just how motivating dance can be, Peter's asked me to meet up with Janet from the class at her local supermarket.
Hello, how are you? You're
Great, thank you.
In the past 6 months, Janet has started to find everyday tasks like shopping quite difficult.
So Janet, dance has helped you in your everyday life?
Parkinson's blocks your ability to initiate movement. And sometimes you're just standing there, watching the world go by.
And wanting to get on.
Wanting to move, but not able to move. And you have to find a trigger to help you step forward and take that first step. And often music is that trigger. Because you hear music and something bubbles up inside. And Parkinson's is a reward, pleasure and reward type of condition. So dopamine, which is deficient in Parkinson's, it stimulates the pleasure and reward. So when you get a surge of joy, you get a surge of dopamine. And that, of course, helps with your Parkinson's.
So how do you use dance, like in a supermarket?
You can go anywhere in your imagination, and my imagination runs wild in the supermarket.
For Janet, even thinking about dance means she can overcome some of the restrictions of Parkinson's.
The music starts and something in me just smiles. It's like a smile inside.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh, little wiggle. It's brilliant because you've just got all these ideas flooding your head of super cool moves that you might not be able to do, but they say thinking about doing them is as good as doing them, or nearly. surfing down the aisle on the shopping trolley is a really, a wonderful idea of freedom and liberty. Popping out behind the aisles at the end, quickly and sharply, doing some of the really cool robotic moves, and just, whatever your body feels like
So it gets
doing.
your imagination going all dancing.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to leap across the tops of the aisles, but that's a
Don't worry, I would like
dream.
to do that
You'd
too.
like to do that? Yeah, it's pirouetting. I can be leaping over the shelves. You can let your mind take you places where your body maybe wouldn't go, and it just makes shopping so much more fun.
Spending time with Janet has proved to me what a powerful effect dance can have on the mind.